Scene script. Have you ever wondered how you can manipulate someone's thoughts to achieve a desired result? Sounds manipulative, doesn't it? But what if it's just the subtle art of reverse psychology? Delving into the heart of human behavior and cognition, we encounter the intriguing world of reverse psychology. This is a psychological technique where we advocate for one outcome, hoping that the person on the receiving end will decide on the contrary. Quite the paradox, isn't it? This clever strategy is more commonplace than you might think. It's subtly woven into the fabric of our day-to-day life. Parents employ it to guide their children's behavior. Salespeople use it to nudge customers towards a purchase. It's an art and a science, a dance between the conscious and subconscious mind. Now that we've scratched the surface of this fascinating concept, it's time to delve a little deeper. To give you a clearer picture, let's dive into a compelling story that showcases the use and effects of reverse psychology. Picture this: a young man named Sam, who despises reading books, but his teacher, Mrs. Anderson, has a plan. Sam, like many of his peers, is averse to the idea of reading. He finds it dull, unimaginative, and would much rather spend his time playing video games or hanging out with friends. Now, Mrs. Anderson, his literature teacher, is well aware of Sam's aversion. But she has a book in her collection, a captivating novel that she believes would spark Sam's interest if only he gave it a chance. She knows that simply handing the book over to Sam and asking him to read it would likely result in him discarding it without a second thought. So she decides to employ a different tactic: reverse psychology. One day she casually mentions the book in class, remarking on its complexity and depth. She comments that it's a challenging read, perhaps too challenging for most of her students. Now Sam, who prides himself on his intellectual prowess, perceives this as a challenge. The idea that there's something he might not be capable of mastering doesn't sit well with him, so, driven by his competitive spirit, he decides to take up the challenge and read the book. As Sam delves into the pages of the novel, he finds himself drawn into the narrative, captivated by the characters and intrigued by the plot twists. To his own surprise, he begins to enjoy the reading process, discovering a world of imagination and ideas that he never thought he would appreciate. And there we have it. This is reverse psychology in action. Mrs. Anderson didn't force Sam to read. Instead, she presented the task as a challenge, making Sam believe that reading the book was his own idea, his own choice. She subtly manipulated his perception, turning his aversion into curiosity and motivation. So, just like that, Mrs. Anderson managed to get Sam to do exactly what she wanted, but in a way that made him believe it was his own idea. Now, isn't that an interesting way to influence decisions? We've journeyed through the fascinating realm of reverse psychology, a tool that, when wielded with care and good intent, can guide individuals towards beneficial decisions. We saw this with Mrs. Anderson and Sam. Her understanding and clever use of reverse psychology helped Sam make a choice that was ultimately for his betterment. However, as with any powerful tool, reverse psychology can be misused. It's crucial to remember that this strategy should never be employed to manipulate others for personal gain, or to cause harm. The essence of reverse psychology lies in understanding human nature and using that knowledge responsibly. The intriguing world of reverse psychology, as we've explored, is full of potential for those willing to use it ethically and wisely. So, go ahead and give it a try, but remember to use it wisely. Remember, reverse psychology isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding human nature and using that knowledge to guide others towards beneficial choices.